Good evening and welcome to another episode of Super Deluxe Gamescast. It is Thursday, October the 10th. It's 10:10. Gentlemen, how are we all doing tonight?
Excellent.
Excellent. That's not a
Extremely, Mr.
rousing.
Burns.
I was hoping for more. I got to be honest with you. I was hoping
All
for
right.
more.
Fantastic. Amazing. Phenomenal. I'm running out of words.
Where's Justin's camera?
I'm not going to
Finally
be on camera tonight.
What's that?
I'm not going to be on camera tonight.
Oh, I don't get to see your smiling face?
That's gonna
I'll
be
take
enough.
that as a fucking no. Justin's like, I'm not even fucking answering that shit.
I don't know
Guys.
if we ever talked about it. Justin, what is your actual picture there? Is that the Robo Play-Doh? Like, I understand it with the username, but like, what
It's
is
the
source
it's the
behind
robotic
this?
Play-Doh.
It's literally just a classic picture of Play-Doh with a Terminator busting out from underneath it.
Like, but like, what spawned this? I've always like, where did this?
Yeah,
I
I've been.
I honestly can hardly even remember. It's literally been since high school.
Oh man, did you
like-
make the image?
Somebody made it for me, but I found the original image and told them what I wanted, and they did the photoshopping of the Terminator stuff on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like trying to come up with a username and was literally just like throwing random words together.
You're kind of like you sound like
And
you
I
sound.
I just liked the like cadence of saying it. So it just
Okay.
fucking-
the
It's worked for a lot of stuff.
your origin story, like the origin story of Robo Play-Doh sounds like fucking Jim Carrey in Batman Forever when he's like just coming up with names for the Riddler. He's like Captain Kill ? Man. Like, oh, the Riddler sounds good.
The way
I-
Spider-Man like hooligans never call him Spider-Man, so they're like, oh, it's the web head. It's the. It's the
So
web-
apparently we're coming in just a little quiet. So I'm gonna fix that. While I'm fixing that, V, why don't you go and you've been on here numerous times. We got a guest tonight. Verander's here. Verander, how you doing? Introduce yourself.
I'm doing well. I'm a writer and journalist. I've covered a bunch of events, and I write regularly for GameSpot, IGN. Nowadays, Digital Trends has me doing some stuff, which is cool. Yeah, I'm hyped to talk about games this session. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out tonight and this week. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Fucking Metaphor comes out tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yeah, yep. It definitely does. It's a top it's it's the second most purchased game on Steam at the moment.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking hype for Metaphor, dude. Like, and that's the thing, right? Like, there is so much to fucking play right now that I almost can't fucking. And so like, let's jump right into that because I have a feeling that we're going to be spending more time on what we're playing tonight than almost anything else. But before we do that, I do want to say anybody watching live will see the message at the top. I want to thank everyone who reached out after we lost Moo. It's been a really difficult almost 2 weeks. I still feel like I can still sometimes hear her coming down the stairs into the basement here. Sometimes every now and then I'll wake up in the morning and I'm getting ready for my day and I'll be like, Moo, come get your breakfast. And I realize that she's not going to come get her breakfast. And I've got her right up here on my windowsill. We got her remains back the other day. She was the kind of Derek and CJ had mentioned this. She was kind of the SDGC mascot for a long time. She was a big part of the podcast. I mean, she's emotes in both the Discord and and the Twitch chat. And you know, I had a really good 12 and a half years with her. And I just, everybody's been so kind. And I just wanted to, I mean, like fucking 2 weeks ago, she was right behind me on the couch, right? Like, and now she's gone. And anyway, I just wanted to say that I love my dog, and thank you for everyone who reached out to me. You've been more than kind. Thank you.
And I just want to say, I mentioned to John in DMs, but I was very grateful that I got the chance to meet Moo, his place a couple times the last few years, and
She's a
people out.
wonderful, wonderful dog.
Moo's amazing, and people outside the podcast probably they wouldn't know this, but the first time I was at John's for our charity stream, he was feeling a little sick, and that was my first time traveling after COVID, and I had a lot of anxiety, and I was basically having like a meltdown on the couch because it's like, well, is John sick? Is he not sick? Like I'm out of country. Like, what happens if I get sick? Am I going to be able to go fly home? Like, what the fuck's going to happen? Is it COVID? And I just like couldn't even process it. And Moo was just like immediately just sitting like right up in my face, just comforting me. And yeah, she's just the sweetest thing. So I've got pictures on my phone. I like Dottie and Tara, of course, but like the only pictures on my phone from that trip were from Moo because she was just always around. And yeah, it's just I'll always treasure that for sure.
Like it happens so fast. It's one of those things where it's like I've asked myself numerous times over the past 2 weeks, like, or not asked myself, but told myself like I wasn't ready, right? Like I wasn't ready for this. But then I kind of at the same time I realized like I could have had another 3 or 4 years with Moo and not been ready. She was just the most loyal dog, and Dottie's behind me like, what about me? But yeah, Moo had been declining for a while. I think everybody kind of knew that. I had talked about it on social media a little bit. But she had been, you could kind of, I mean, she was visibly aging. And CJ in chat says, I remember being woken up by both Dottie and Moo in the basement at 3 a.m. Moo staring me dead in the face. Yeah, she was a special dog. And I love her. I'm always going to love her. And anyway, we'll get back to video games now, though. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's reached out. It's been a very difficult few weeks, and Vicky and I both really appreciate it. All right, video games, guys. I want to talk about Silent Hill 2. I fucking called this one wrong, guys. I was 110% wrong about this one. This game.
Well, it wasn't you. I have no exposure to Bloober, but like unanimously, the entire internet told me that this game was just going to be fucking awful.
They don't have a good history.
Developer.
They don't.
So it's not just you,
He's
John.
right.
I think the entire internet got it wrong.
And
I think most people are glad they got it wrong. No one wants. To be bad, right?
For sure. Like I gotta tell you, so yeah, V is 100% correct. Like V, if you ever played the medium, or I know Justin, I know you did.
Yeah, so I could go on about this for a while, but essentially, Bloober has a history of making games that take a lot, specifically from Silent Hill 2, and not understanding what makes the themes work or how to handle them properly, or to handle the scares all that well. So Bloober has done this over several games. And, with Konami also not having the best track record for, budget or, choosing developers for some of their, long-term franchises, like it really seemed like this project wasn't going to turn out. And it seems like it turn out well, but it seems like I was wrong. And I'm happy to have been wrong. I personally love Silent Hill 2. And so I'm really glad that the remake turned out well. I just unfortunately have not been in a position to play it yet, but I will, and I will give Bloober the credit for it. I still am going to be kind of concerned about, their any original work that they do going forward. They still kind of have to prove that they can write their own stuff a bit better than they have in the past. But I'm actually happy for the team because I was one
Me
of
too.
the loudest naysayers about this game.
Oh, well, and
But
Justin,
I've
let's
always-
be fair. Justin, let's be fair. The trailers did not give anyone confidence.
No, they did not.
They were because they were so and V, if you want to jump in on this or Jeff as well, like the trailers were so focused on combat, which is not what Silent Hill 2 is all about.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't surprise me because like trailers aren't always indicative. Like, there's a lot of crafting that goes into a trailer, so like it didn't surprise me that they would want to target this game and sell it as an action game. Like I wasn't necessarily convinced that's actually what it would be, but it wasn't like they just took the action or like shooting parts from the game, put them in the trailer. It just straight up didn't look good.
I mean, and
It did not.
also like the combat is probably one of the areas where they had the most room to change things up in a remake
Yeah.
because Silent Hill 2's combat is some shit ass combat.
It worked.
Combat.
Justin,
works
people
for
it
it.
adds to the horror and the tension when you're fighting.
I don't even disagree with that. I'm just saying that's probably one of the things they could take the most liberties with, and people would be fine with.
But then the issue is always like the preservation of like taking out the horror aspects because like
Yeah.
you can't be scared when you're like a badass with like
Right,
cover
because
shooting
James
incredible.
Sunderland is not Leon Kennedy, right? He's just an everyman, even though they really made him look like Leon Kennedy, like suspiciously like
They
Leon
gave that
Kennedy.
hair.
Which I still can't stop laughing at. He looks like Rob Livingston with Leon Kennedy's hair. That being said, I've played a few hours of it. So I've got a 3-day weekend, so I'm gonna really dive into it this weekend, starting after the podcast probably. Bloober fucking nailed it, guys. Like they fucking nailed it. It captures, it's beat for beat. It's Silent Hill 2, but much, 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 much prettier. I'm playing it on Steam. I have it running at 1080p. I'm using DLSS on quality, and I'm running it at about 60 frames a second. So here's the weird thing, right? So there are a few weird little idiosyncrasies about the settings of the visual settings on PC anyway. One, there's an option, your frame limits or your frame rate options are 30, 60 or unlimited. There's no option for there's no option to cap it at 120. Which I thought was a little odd. I got to be honest with you. I was running it at 1440p. Here's the weird thing. Final Fantasy 16 on PC is a really heavy fucking game. It's a really heavy fucking game. I can run Final Fantasy 4 or Final Fantasy 16 on PC at 1440p at like 80 frames a second. No problem. I cannot do the same with Silent Hill.
I mean, that's Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
Like, Unreal Engine 5 is very heavy. And Bloober, this is the one thing that is consistent with Bloober's history. Bloober has not released games that run well in the past.
No, so here's the thing, Justin. Like, it runs well. Like I've got it at 1080p. I'm playing it on the television. I've got it at 1080p. With DLSS, set to quality. And it runs great. It looks beautiful. I just found it a little weird that I had an easier time running Final Fantasy 16 than I did Silent Hill 2. But that being said, the game looks and sounds and runs magnificent. I mean, it's Silent Hill 2 exactly as how you remember it, only it is much prettier. The sound, like as soon as James exits that bathroom and that music kicks in, I was like, oh shit. That's when I knew. I was like, Bloober understood the fucking assignment here. Like they absolutely understood what the fuck to do. Now, here's the weird fucking thing. about, and again, this only applies to PC. So if you're playing it on PS5, this shouldn't be an issue. But as of right now, on Steam, it does not support cloud saves, as I found out when I tried to play it on Steam Deck, which I would not recommend doing because it looks and runs like complete ass and shit on Steam Deck. There are entire visual options present on Steam.
5 games on a Steam Deck.
No, so Justin, here's the thing. There are options on Steam that are not present. Like, for example, on PC, I can run the DLSS is an option. FSR3 is an option.
DLSS doesn't work on the Steam Deck.
No, DLSS does work on Steam Deck.
No, it doesn't. It's an AMD chip.
Or maybe I'm thinking of. I'm sorry. FSR3. FSR3 is not an option on Steam Deck. FSR1 is. I put it on the lowest settings. I put it on the absolute lowest settings I could on Steam Deck just to see.
Yeah.
Just to see, and it's still capped out at 20 frames a second, while looking like shit the entire time.
But 105 just hits everything really, really hard.
But the most
and then throw in the
thing,
good old Unreal Engine's like stutter and compilation shit. And
that's the added issues on PC too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an absolute shit show on Steam Deck. If you want to have a good time with Silent Hill, don't play it on Steam Deck. You're gonna be fucking like you're in for a rough fucking ride if you're playing
that
this shit
authentic
on Steam
PS2
Deck.
experience.
No, that's being kind. I'd rather play the PS2 version than play this shit on Steam Deck, dude. Like, it's rough. It's bad. It looks like somebody took a dump inside of your Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck somehow figured out a way to turn that into a video game. Like, that's how bad it looks and runs on Steam Deck. That being said, as long as you play it on PS5 or Steam, it's absolutely fantastic. And the switch to the third person over the shoulder camera view, like, I haven't been involved in too much of the combat yet. Like, I haven't even found a gun. I've got my plank with the nails in it, and
that's all you
know. What's that?
That's all you need.
That's all you need. But it works, right? Like there is something infinitely more approachable about even just the act of swinging a 2x4 with this different camera perspective. It's very resonant. It's like what if Leon Kennedy didn't know what the fuck he was doing and was just swinging wildly? But it works. It absolutely fucking works. And the atmosphere is killer. Everything is it's Silent Hill 2, Now, granted, like everybody, a lot of people have been comparing this to, like Resident Evil 2 remake, and oh my God, like this is what they're going to do for Resident Evil, they're going to do for Silent Hill what Capcom did for Resident Evil. I don't think it's a fair comparison, because the impression I get from the admittedly limited amount of time I've put into Silent Hill 2, like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil, like all the Resident Evil remakes take great liberties with the original games and expand things. Sometimes they remove things, sometimes they change things up. The order of things gets changed. They are very much their own experiences. They're their own games. They are inspired by the originals, but they are very much different experiences. As far as I can tell, this is a beat for beat remake. Like an absolute 1-to-1 beat for beat remake of Silent Hill.
Kind of closer to like the Dead Space remake.
What's that?
Closer to like the Dead Space remake.
Oh no, absolutely. No, that's actually a great comparison. Like this is very much more in the vein of, what? It's almost like a Blue Point joint, right? Like, how Blue Point will, like, how they did Shadow of the Colossus, right? Gorgeous, ran incredible, looked beautiful. It was Shadow of the Colossus, and that's what this is here. You're not going to find any reinventing of the wheel or, things that are happening out of sync. Now, I do know that there are some new areas to explore. For example, Silent Hill 2 originally was like a 9-10 hour game. This is apparently
15.
This is apparently like an 18 to 20 hour game.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
There's
granted,
more puzzles.
what's that,
Yeah,
V?
I think there's more puzzles this time because there's a lot more puzzle guides for the game.
Now,
Yeah.
granted, whenever a developer says, like, for example, my game's 100 hours long, I usually subtract about 20 or 30 hours. But so I'm guessing this is probably closer to a 15-hour, 15-hour experience. But that being said, as far as I can tell, I'm about 2 or 3 hours into the game. It's Silent Hill 2 beat for beat. I haven't seen anything new or different, which is fine. I don't need anything new, but I don't think this is going to be like the Resident Evil remakes were very much reimaginings. This is straight up a remake, straight up. But I am so happy that I'm wrong because it's fucking awesome, guys. It's fucking awesome. I love it. I love it. And I would talk about Echoes of Wisdom, but I'm going to kick that over to V.
I was just gonna say it's nice to see a horror game be remade very well with critical acclaim, and also because Until Dawn got its remake upgrade thing this
Oh
week.
yeah,
and
I heard that didn't go so well.
no, like
The
that game-
review scores for Until Dawn and Silent Hill remakes are literally flipped from what I was expecting.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. It's fucking yeah. It's really funny actually.
people showed that comparison of Rami Malek's character, and it's just like it's too. It's too much. Like this shouldn't have happened.
Well, it also
And,
like it runs like butt too, right?
That's what I've heard.
Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, but like it's not a blue game anymore, which is like so they took off like the aesthetic and atmosphere of the original, and now it's like they changed hairstyles for characters as well. They changed a lot of models. It's a lot. They didn't have to do so much, and like that's getting a movie soon, so it's it's.
I mean, that's kind of the reason why I'm wondering why it came out now, because it seems like it needed more work. It's like, why didn't you just save it till it was closer to the movie release?
Yeah.
And then release it more polished.
Oh god, I forgot about the fucking movie.
It's done filming. It's out next year.
Yeah.
Is Rami Malek gonna play the same role?
No, I think the only actor that's in the movie and the game is Peter Stormare.
Okay.
Okay.
That's really weird because like a ton of the actors in that game are like on-screen act, like they could totally get Hayden
Yeah, I don't-
Panettiere.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange.
But yes, I know Peter Stormare is in the movie, but I think he's the only one. Although,
So
I mean,
V-
they might have also just wanted younger actors because it has been like 10 years since that game came out, and
Right.
they were also all like playing younger than they were back then. So
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, V, tell us about your time with Echoes of Wisdom because I've been playing it on the train to back and from work.
What do you think about it? Because I'm
I
the
love it.
I think yeah, like I think Nintendo is doing like fantastic things with like immersive simulator stuff with the like Tears of Kingdom, the amount of marketing that was just like public marketing from people making their own like huge machines and just like monstrous like entities and like flying around making these huge gadgets and to solve like doing helicopter bombings and stuff. And then you have Zelda doing that on a more miniature scale, of course, but like using the bed echo as jumping around. And
That shit is really funny.
honestly, it's I think it's like I'm glad that they went that route aesthetically as well. Like I'm glad they wanted to go more for the Link's Awakening remake, vibes wise as well. I think it's like it looks like you can pick the characters up, like they're like little toys in that sense. And it's nice to see that it also feels weird because like it also doesn't feel like a Zelda game came out because the marketing for that's been a bit lower. I saw Metaphor trending much more so than that.
Yeah,
which,
so have I.
Although,
yeah,
didn't somebody say that it was like the second largest like launch for a Zelda game ever or something?
yeah, it still just didn't feel like that, which is weird.
It's
It's
crazy.
one of those. It's one of those ones where it's like I know it's doing really well, and I know a lot of people are playing it, but it's not generating the type of discussion I might expect.
I think I think part of the reason is just part of the reason for that is there have been so many good games that have come out within like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that
it's this like couple months are so packed.
They really are. It's hard for any one game to truly stand out right now. So I'm not entirely surprised. Like I've seen people gushing over Echoes of Wisdom. Don't get me wrong,
Oh yeah.
but like not to the obviously not to the Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom level. But that also doesn't super surprise me because it is a 2D Zelda, and as popular as Zelda is now. It's crazy that the Switch took Zelda and like which traditionally sold a lot less than games like Mario or anything with Mario or and turned it into one of their premier franchises. So I guess that's the power of the Switch. But I wasn't expecting the level of discourse that we would see around like a new 3D Zelda. And I think it's a combination of that and the fact that there are just so many games that have released right around the same time. I do feel like Silent Hill 2 stole a little bit of its thunder simply because it was actually good and nobody expected it to be. And then Metaphor I think it's got what, like a 94 on Metacritic. Like it's fucking.
It got a lot of 10 out of 10s, 5 out of 5s.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm picking it up
like,
tomorrow, V. Like there's no fucking question.
I've had code for a few days.
A 90-hour RPG hates to see me coming.
Yo, honestly, it's gorgeous. It looks great. Like you're gonna play it on Steam, right?
I'm gonna play it on Steam, and it apparently runs very well on Steam Deck too. So I can,
Okay.
yeah, because I'm big on portability these days, especially since my job takes me I've got to ride a train for an hour 20 minutes to work back and forth. So I really really value portability. I'm waiting for Sony to fucking do something that is not the PlayStation Portal. I'm waiting.
Nintendo also has like a lot of if Zelda's not as big of a hit as people think, like that's okay because we have Mario Party Jamboree coming. Still, we have
Yep.
Brothership.
Brothership is coming in less than a month.
Yeah, the previews started releasing, and a lot of people really like it. So.
Yeah. So but what I want to say about Echoes of Wisdom is I really love it. That being said, I do. There are a few things I think that could have helped the quality, like some quality of life changes that I personally would have liked. Is one, I think there's no real way to like. I would have loved like a wheel system to like maybe link 5 or 6 or 7 of the echoes that you use the most, into like a little wheel, because the more echoes you get, Jeff and Justin, have you played this yet?
Not yet. I have not been able
I will
to
not
pick
play
up
this
too many
game.
games.
Okay. So V, then so like your echoes are basically just one long list that goes across the screen you have to pick from, and it gets really fucking long.
Tears was as well.
Yeah, and so like I'm at the point where I'm like fuck, where's my goddamn table echo? And so that takes a while. I do think simply due to the nature of the game. So, you do have like a sword fighter form that you can use and upgrade. But you can only use it like right now. Mine lasts a minute, and then I've got to like find different, ways to charge it back up. I do think combat is a little more tedious and slow because of it.
Did you feel that way about Link's Awakening remake?
No, because
combat?
I had a sword the entire time, right? Like
that's true. It's the immersive simulator thing.
Right. Well, and this is much more of a puzzle oriented game, but like also like the freedom that Echoes of Wisdom allows you is on par with like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, which is crazy for a 2D Zelda. It's crazy. I will say that like 75% of my solutions to things are like water blocks. I'm just gonna do a shitload of water blocks and float my way up this cliff.
Yeah, or drag enemies inside and then they drown and dissipate.
Yeah, like it's very very creative. That being said, there are a few and here's the other thing. I don't like I love that Grezzo is like, because Grezzo does great work. They did great work with Link's Awakening. They did great with Echoes of Wisdom. But one thing I was hoping to see change from Link's Awakening to Echoes of Wisdom is I was really hoping that they would nail down some of those performance issues. And they absolutely did not. In a lot of ways, I actually think Echoes of Wisdom runs worse than Link's Awakening did, because I even noticed stutters in some of the dungeons. Whereas in Link's Awakening, like if you were underground, everything was running silky smooth, right? It was great. And V, I don't know if that's been your experience or not, but for me, like the frame pacing in the overworld is even more egregious than it was in Link's Awakening, and that is something I was not expecting to be there, and I'm really disappointed that it is.
It's kind of wild to hear that because, like, when you look at something like Tears of the Kingdom, and I played that for like 90 plus hours, and I just like fucked around in that game and faffed around, and like that never had any issues whatsoever, and that's like a really highly intensive game.
Yeah.
It's a very specific issue,
Yeah.
like that should be theoretically very easy to fix that they just haven't, because so it uses double buffer VSync. So if the frame rate drops at all from 60, it goes all the way down to 30. So, if it was done differently, it wouldn't have such huge drops. But if it drops hard. So
And it does
it's
drop
just very noticeable.
hard. And it happens frequently enough to where it's absolutely a noticeable thing. And I kind of like, after a while I get like it wouldn't. So here's the thing, V. Like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like those games don't, like, they're already capped out at 30 frames a second. So like when you get your little frame drops, it's like, okay, like who cares? Like it's much less of a deal than when something is running at 60 and then it's all of a sudden stutters all the way down to 25 or 30 and then shoots right back up. Like that to me is far more egregious. And it's something that my OCD mind just cannot fucking move past.
I actually didn't get a chance to play it. That's why I'm like commenting with it, because I didn't get time. But the thing I know is like it's just like it's surprising because it's such a smaller scale. So then like you would think there won't be so many frame rate issues, because I feel like Tears of the Kingdom like pushed boundaries, like because even like Tears of the Kingdom, because Breath of the Wild was made for the Wii U. People forget that, and then at the end of at pretty much the end of the cycle for the Switch, um, Gears kind of did that like very well. I know Xenoblade 3, from what I've heard, like does that extraordinary well. Like there's very few little issues there, so I'm surprised that you're having issues, because I still need to play it, is the thing. But I didn't hear anybody else talk about frame rate issues for Echoes. So that's surprising to me.
It's definitely noticeable in
Okay.
in Echoes of Wisdom. But aside from that, I'm having a great fucking time playing it.
Sweet.
It's good train fodder. So having a blast with that. I want to kick it over to Jeff. I want to kick it over to Jeff. Jeff, what are you playing?
Man, I don't have much to say. I'm playing Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life on Switch.
What is
Um,
that?
I,
I've heard you mention this before.
I'm not familiar. I was asking about this. I guess I've heard of Harvest Moon, so apparently it's just a Harvest Moon game, and I think it's like a remake of an old Harvest Moon game. I never played any of this series, but I don't know. It's fun. It's a good way to kill an hour in the morning while I'm having my coffee. It's like I want to say it's like Harvestella, because Harvestella was like the first. I guess this is like a whole genre, but Harvestella is the only one I played. It's like that farming village thing. So you've got like a daytime timer, basically like Stardew, right? But like very simplified, because I think it's a lot older one. So I don't have anything to say about it other than it's good and I enjoy it. And other than that, I finally had time to get back to Dawn Trail. I took a break pretty much right at the halfway point because I knew I wasn't going to have much free time, and I wanted to to really be able to like not play it in like 30-minute chunks and sink some good time into it. So I've picked up after the Rite of Succession, and of course, shit is getting real now. Um, no spoilers, of course, but it's the part of the Final Fantasy game where the bad guy has played his cards, and the whole world is apocalyptic, and
Yep, yep.
yeah. You know, you always know it's coming. So no, we haven't talked about it much. I'll have to talk about it with John and maybe Britt when I'm all done. But yeah, I love Dawn Trail, man. I think it didn't seem to get quite as good a reception critically. I looked at the score, but I don't know what the consensus is from people who played it. But I think it's like interesting in that I think by necessity it doesn't quite, at least so far, hit the highs of like Shadowbringers and Endwalker. But I'm fine with that because like you can't constantly one up like the scale
Right.
and the scope and the epic stakes, especially when you're trying to reset the story. It's just not possible, right? It's the same with like Marvel. Like, how are you going to top like Endgame those moments? Like, you probably won't top it, so don't try.
Yep.
Right? Like, bring it back to the basics. So I'm actually just really enjoying. It seems like the second half will be a little bit more action packed, but like the first half, I love just spending time in like the different zones, because like the zones in Final Fantasy 14 are always great. The music and the different cultures, the sorry, it's been my memory is so bad, but like, you know, the bird tribe with their little ceremony that they perform, and then the Pelu Pelu, like the traders or whatever, and the llamas, like just like really low stakes, mundane stuff, but it's really charming. And it's a
So
nice break from like the end of the world shit that we've been dealing with for so long. So
so Jeff, it sounds like obviously you've done the Velagarmenda trial.
yep.
The next trial you do,
Uh-huh.
um, the music, Soken is we have to stop him.
Token's unreal. Yeah.
We have to stop
He
him,
like
or he's
we say this every expansion. He didn't have to go this fucking hard, and he did. And like he did it. Was it him that did like Shadowbringers while he was fighting cancer too?
yeah. Like I mean,
Right?
it's
Yeah.
that man is fucking unreal, and like
Mm.
I'll say it now, the music in the second trial of Dawn Trail, the battle
Mhm.
music is some of it is in the top 5 works that Soken has done ever.
Oh man,
Like
can't
like
wait.
I like it's my new fucking
Mhm.
workout theme. Like I'm like, God damn it. like oh my god, dude, it's so fucking good. I cannot wait for you to hear it. It's
Yeah.
unlike anything he's ever done.
Oh man, Brits in chat booing Harvestella. I'm on record, and I know Lurvinar in our Discord has my back as well. We're, other than Brit, we're the only two people I know that played this game. But I'm on
I
record saying
always intended to
Harvestella
play it, I just never did.
Harvestella was good. It was flawed but good, and I hope it gets a sequel that can improve on a lot of stuff. That was a bizarre. That was just a really fucking weird game, man. There's a lot of weird shit in there, but I liked what it's trying to do. That's about all I have to say.
Justin, what about you?
Justin,
So I haven't been playing too much lately. I've been playing through Immortals of Avium. I was kind of go. I can't really afford to pick up too many games right now, so I have kind of just been going through and seeing what I have from like collected from PlayStation Plus and things like that. And I was like, oh, okay, this I'll play it. It's not great. I'm almost done with it, but I'm just kind of sticking with it. But yeah, I'm not enjoying that as much as I had hoped. Um, I have been playing. I have been playing Space Marine 2 a decent amount, which has been really fun. It's been a long wait since the last game, uh, which like I was aware of 40K then, but like playing that game was kind of what got me more into it, and the past few years have been more and more into it. So um, I've been playing that with some of my Warhammer buddies, which has been really cool. Um, I've just been having a blast with it. They did a great job nailing, um, the aesthetic and feel that they're going for, and like the balance of like shooting and melee, like the first game had. Even though it's an entirely different team, they've got some really clever systems, and like the operations mode, which is like the dedicated co-op mode, is really cool. It's really fun to build up the classes and everything. So I've been having a blast with Space Marine 2. Um, it really feels like, PS3 360 era game where it has campaign with drop in drop out co-op. It has a dedicated co-op mode, and then it also has a small little PvP mode. It's
God, I remember when everybody was
uh,
fucking shoehorning co-op into their goddamn
yeah,
games.
but
Fucking
yeah,
2008 to 2011, you could not escape that shit.
it's a really good fit for it, and it seems like it's been doing really, really well for the team, which is cool because they just bought their independence from Embracer, um, and it sounds like they're kind of expanding how they're going to support it going forward, which is neat. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that evolves over time.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's pretty much it right now.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry
John,
to
I
hear that,
think
bud.
before
You
we
need to
move
play some
on,
better
I think
games.
V's got one more game he wanted to talk about.
Yeah, V, go ahead.
Sweet. Okay, so what I can actually talk about that I played a lot of is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is still in early access. I think it comes out
What's Dragon
tonight.
Ball?
You know what that is.
Even for you, John, we aren't going to buy that.
Yeah.
The spirit of Finn,
Yeah,
spirit
like-
of Finn is coming for you.
Yeah,
I don't, know
like,
if it's just, I don't know if it's
you-
just me, but I keep reading the title of this game as Sparkling Zero.
I mean, people be doing that in that game, so
Like,
I played like 20 hours, maybe more. It's not officially out yet. If you bought like the deluxe edition or the ultimate edition, you get 3 days earlier. And I also went to the preview event for it for Bandai Namco because they loved me at PAX West, so then they invited me for that. And I was like, okay, cool. And I love this game. I don't like the I have a lot of issues with arena fighters because they do become very button mashy and very little combos. Um, and I never played the original like Budokai games that much, or the Tenkaichi games, or the Budokai Tenkaichi games. But this one is absolutely phenomenal. I absolutely love it so much. Like I like having a roster of 180 characters and making a team and playing online. And like it's just like top-notch gorgeous graphics, just like incredibly like pushes the boundaries of what an anime game can look like, can sound like. Powering up is like when you're powering up, like grass starts to like wane, and there's so much like destructible environments, and like the spaces are huge, and it's just like this couldn't have been on PS4. I'm playing on PS5. Like it just couldn't. Like it's just too graphically intensive. And I'm blown away how like I've never had too many issues playing it. Online's like pretty good for the most part. I think it'll be a lot better when more people play it on launch day, which is tomorrow.
So I gotta say, I know what Dragon Ball is, and I know that there's a character named Goku, and I know that there's a character who's named after vegetables or something, and there's a guy named
They all
Shorts.
are.
There's a guy named Shorts or Shorts.
it's funny
or
because he could be
fucking-
talking about Vegeta or like
Or
Vegeta.
garlic.
Vegetable man. Right, Vegeta. Right, and then you play. And then there's a guy. There's a guy named Satan.
like
and there's
Raditz,
a green
who's kinda like
alien
Raditz.
with a turban.
John,
yes, Piccolo. Yum. But you're-
take a wild guess as to how many Gokus are available in this game.
Satan is not a vegetable. You said everybody was named after vegetables. Satan is not a vegetable.
No, the Saiyans. Yeah, but he's not a Saiyan. That's why. So like,
Is he actually
Vegeta-
Satan?
No, his name is
No,
no. That's
His
just
name
like
is
his
Mr.
last-
Satan.
Yeah.
His name is Mr. Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is
He's
his
the
name
dude.
Mr. Satan?
That's just his last name.
I know that there's a bad guy who is looks like Mewtwo.
Frieza. Yeah.
Is
Uh,
Right, Frieza, sure. Like, yeah, he's got
So
the same
the-
color scheme as Mewtwo, so he's probably the same character, or at least he's related somehow.
Yeah, Frieza has more forms, but like, yeah, I get that. It's also like all the Saiyans have a play on words. Like like Goku's real name is Kakarot, as in like carrot, and then Vegeta is
There's a guy named whose name is Carrot.
it was the main character.
Oh,
Yeah,
his real name is
No, the main
Carrot, but
character
he
is
goes by
Goku. I know
Yes,
that
but
much.
his real name is Carrot.
That's his Earth name. His
What?
Saiyan name.
Well, whoa, hold on. These guys have fucking space names after like that like what? That and they're vegetables.
So there's
who's
more.
cucumber?
So I don't think so we have so Kaba for cabbage. We have Kefla, and then Caulifla as like cauliflower.
This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. What the fuck is this?
What?
Which one? Who's potato? Is there a potato?
I don't.
I want
Potato?
potato or like
That-
something like exotic or like a leafy green, like a kale.
John,
Um,
John.
Oh
or-
yeah, Kale. Kale's one of the characters.
There
Are
is
you
a kale,
serious?
yeah.
There's a kale.
Yeah, yeah. She's so cool. She's a legendary Super Saiyan. Yeah.
John,
And
John,
then-
I want you to take a wild guess as to how many. So there's 180 characters in this game. How many of them do you think are some variation of Goku?
179 minus Satan.
You're close.
I'm gonna go with 90. No, that can't be that many. I'm going with 75.
So it's almost close to 20. And
on,
like
what did-
we just got another Goku because Dragon Ball Daima is starting soon, so they added another Goku.
Frieza looks like what if Mewtwo was an edgelord?
And there's a play on words for Frieza as well because his brother is named Cooler, and then so Frieza is in Freezer.
Okay,
and
all
then
you
Cooler-
motherfuckers at John, why don't you watch anime? You should watch anime, John. This is why I don't fucking watch anime right here. This entire conversation. This is
Yeah,
it.
but this is good anime.
And
This
then his father is called King Cold.
We're moving on. I can't do this anymore.
And
I can't do
then
this anymore.
and then alternate.
Sounds like they're named after vegetables. I won't watch this show as he like plays his Final Fantasy where you fight a cactus
yeah,
and ride a yellow chicken all around.
I can't believe you're
Right,
saying that.
'cause
about
that makes
Chrono
sense.
Trigger. Okay, you love Dragon Quest. Why would you?
I do
like...
love. I do love. It has nothing to do with. I love Toriyama. It has nothing to do with the art style. Nothing to do with the art style. It has to do with the fact that the shit is It's like you can't comprehend it. I can't fucking my 44-year-old mind can't fucking grasp
Okay,
it.
I want to tell you another one though. So like Bulma is like boomers, like bloomers, like underwear. But then her son is named Trunks, as in.
This is the stupidest
Nope.
shit I've ever heard in my life. We're moving on. We got to move on.
And then her daughter, Bulma's daughter, is named Bra, as in a bra.
Yeah, no, I get it, V. I get it. It's the thing that holds the titties in. I get it. We got to move on. I can't do this. I
Probably
can't.
should move on.
We got to move
I
on.
love the game. If you're not like a big fan of Dragon Ball, I would say try this one. It's fun. It's easy to play. They haven't made one of the games in this specific series in like 17 years since the last one. So if you even if you have like a small little inkling of enjoying Dragon Ball, the episode battles are great. It takes you through a lot of the story for many of the characters. Just a fun, great, gorgeous fighting game, and it's the interactions are funny, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku is very Sikh coded, and I love the game.
All jokes aside, I am actually really, really glad that you're enjoying it because it always makes me feel good when people are playing games that they love.
Yeah, it hasn't happened for a bit, but yeah.
I have a lot of friends that like loved the Budokai games and have just been dying for another one. So everybody's been pumped for it, and it seems like it delivers. So I'm excited for them.
Now,
definitely pick it up when you can. Sorry, go
No.
ahead, John.
no, I was gonna say, guys, we have to talk about something that was announced within the last 24 hours, and I feel like it could change the gaming landscape for the next 10 years, right? This is, this it's something that Nintendo fans have been waiting for a very, 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 very long time. We need to talk about the Alarmo. We got to talk about the Alarmo. V, get back here. It's Alarmo time. So Nintendo announced I can't even say it without laughing. Nintendo announced a clock. Like an actual clock that sits next to your bed. And I initially made fun of this. I initially
A
mocked this.
$100 alarm clock, by the way.
What's that?
A $100 alarm
it's
clock.
99. It's $99. It's an expensive fucking clock. I fucking mocked the shit out of this thing when I first saw it. I'm probably still gonna get one eventually because I'm a Nintendo weirdo.
Because do you sleep with Vicky?
Yeah.
In the same.
It only works for single people, John.
It only works for single people.
What?
Yeah,
Did you get the fine print? It doesn't work if there's multiple people in the bed or if there's like a pet or something in the bed with
Hold
you.
the fuck
then
up. Whoa. Okay, wait, hold on.
But then
It's an alarm clock for the single gamer, John.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bullshit, you're lying to me.
No, we're not.
Hold on.
Wait, like this is
How does
actually
that
one
even
of
fucking work?
It doesn't if you have anybody sleeping with you.
That does not make any sense. I'm looking at an article on The Verge right now, and it says nothing about that. I think you guys are
Nintendo
bullshitting
themselves has the text on their disclaimer.
Yeah, it's seriously actual text that's on
On the thing.
Nintendo's site about it.
I said that people in relationships can just like sleep in separate rooms to solve this issue.
Why?
So-
Okay, all right. Somebody.
Imagine telling your wife, "I'm done sleeping with you for the rest of my life, so I can use my Nintendo clock."
You have to have shared
So I can wake up to the
custody of
Pikmin
Alarmo.
theme.
Like you get it on weekends.
Yeah.
You can take
So
it on weekends.
Court
Hold
is
on.
asking, how does it tell? It tells because if you have two people, there's way too much movement, is what it's
For
registered.
what?
So
Like, what's it measuring?
It's like some of the sleep tracking features
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
Can I
the
just
way
can't
the
you just
alarm
turn that
works-
shit off and use it as a clock?
I mean, yeah, you can still use it as a clock.
I don't think that's allowed. I think they like banish you then.
Like, do I have to be connected to Nintendo Online, or they're gonna ban my
You-
Nintendo account if I fucking?
It'll just change the image on screen to just Miyamoto just looking at you disapprovingly because you're living in sin.
Yeah.
No, it's not Miyamoto. It's gonna be Reggie with the fucking laser eyes, dude. No, it's just gonna be Reggie with the GIF when he's like, "What's wrong with you?"
I think it's such a Nintendo adult thing, and they're really like grabbing that. But also, I use the Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Go Plus Plus, and this one works with as many people in the bed. And like
Okay.
I love having many people in the bed. And
Okay, so
that tracks.
hold on. Rar in chat says it tracks movement to stop ringing when you get out of bed. It doesn't just flat out not work if you're in bed with someone else.
Right.
Like,
but then it has a tough time to track 2 people or 3 people or whatever.
So
I don't even know if animals. I don't even know if animals cause an issue or not. Like if
It did
so
say
hold on.
pets
What if you
can
just
cause
like?
issues.
What if you gotta wake up at 3 a.m. to take a shit? Like just go off? Like does it like I don't get it. Like if you're like, man, I really gotta piss, but I don't want to disturb my alarmo. Like
It senses like when the alarm is going off. It senses when you get out of bed and shuts off. As long as you're the only one there.
But what but what happens if I got to get up and take a huge piss at 2:30 in the morning? What does it
Nothing.
Well,
do?
the alarm hasn't gone off yet, so it doesn't matter.
Right, but what I'm saying is that
You're
like
overthinking it.
No, I'm not overthinking it because like the way this is being pitched to me is like, well, this fucking thing can't handle more than one person in the bed. So like
Mentally, pretty much.
so like because it's like tracking your fucking movement, like your sleep patterns and your movement. So what if I get up and I'm like, man, I really got to fucking take a piss? Am I just throwing the whole thing off?
I mean, no.
Do I
May-
have to piss in my bed alone
sleep.
in order for Alarmo to work?
No.
No. It's just some of the features don't work. It's just funny. It's
Yeah.
So
It's just
I will
funny.
a lot of
I don't
places
understand.
already got the alarm clock, so I think we'll get previews by next week on it and reviews on it because like they already shipped them out to people. But like I don't think any of us can purchase it for a while, or maybe there's pre-orders or something. But like it is out there. People are going to be using it the next week because they did get them in the
I'm not
mail.
going to be using it because I'm married, apparently. So,
You have dogs, so
like, I should tell Vicky, like, sorry, babe, we can't sleep in the same bed anymore. It's gonna fuck up my It's gonna fuck up my Nintendo clock. It's gonna fuck up my Nintendo clock. I'm apparently being very loud because I just got a text from Vicky saying, apparently.
Jesus.
be like, we can't sleep together anymore.
Like, I mean, whatever. It's a Nintendo clock. Like, sure, why not?
It's they're trying to capture the Nintendo adult, like the way Disney adult stuff is oriented, and I think that's wild because like remember like the Nintendo sensor bar, like the finger sensor bar, the heart tracker, that was a thing as well. So like they're just trying to like
But
cover their
at the end of the
avenues.
day, they're launching a physical alarm clock in 2024. Like I
Yeah,
understand
Yeah,
it's Nintendo, but like that's a play.
it's
also-
a choice.
It's also just really, really funny that people have
very
been waiting for a hardware announcement for Nintendo. They're like, here's a fucking clock.
Yo.
That being said, like there is another Nintendo topic we need to talk about, and it is a what's it called? It's being billed as a stress test. That you have
it's
to
a
sign up
play
for.
test.
Yeah.
So hold on. I'm gonna pull it up real quick, just because I want to make absolutely sure that I'm getting this one right. I'm gonna read the Nintendo tweet here. Oh, by the way, those two F-Zero games are now back on are now on Nintendo Online. F-Zero GP Legend, which is a fucking amazing Game Boy Advance and F-Zero game, and also F-Zero Climax, which apparently sucks. Let me pull up that tweet. Okay, we will be performing a test. Nintendo tweeted this the other day. We will be performing a test related to a new feature for Nintendo Switch Online starting 8 a.m. Pacific time on October 10th. Existing Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members will be able to apply to participate on a first-come, first-served basis. Those wishing to apply to participate in this test must have met the following eligibility requirements as of October 9th at 3 p.m., blah, 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 blah. I won't go over all that boring stuff, but what I will say is they're also requiring you to have 2.2 gigs of space available on your SD card or on your Switch's memory.
That's a lot of space.
Yeah. So I have been thinking long and hard about what this could possibly be. It could be something like I don't think it's anything. I don't like a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's probably nothing too exciting." I don't know. Like this, it seems like whatever it is, it seems like a big deal, and I've seen a lot of speculation. So I wanted to kick it over to you guys and kind of ask you, pick your brains and ask you, what do you think it is? I have my ideas, but I'll kick it over to you guys first. Like, what the fuck do we think this actually is?
I'll go first because I don't have any strong thoughts. I don't think the only one I saw was like GameCube games. I don't think it's GameCube games because they didn't do a playtest for N64 games launching on the service, right?
Yeah.
No,
they
but
didn't.
also like the way that these I just like, and then I think about the size of the install. If we're to read anything into that, like 2 gigs is a decent amount because the other one people floated was like a streaming client, which based on my experience with Nintendo's online infrastructure, I do not want to stream games on a fucking Nintendo network.
Right.
I
Yeah.
cannot imagine that being a pleasant experience. They would have to be native, but like 2 gigs is, I think, way too big for like a streaming client, because the streaming client's basically just an interface to stream the video and the audio, right?
Yeah.
Like it's usually has a pretty light footprint, so that doesn't make sense. But it's also, I don't know, seems like not enough if it's like native GameCube games either. So it's a really weird. So I don't think it's GameCube, but then beyond that, I have no fucking idea what it could be. Like maybe like a social thing is the other one. I think that seems more. People talked
That's
about like, yeah,
That's my best guess.
PlayStation
Because-
Home on Nintendo or whatever. Like me,
I mean, yeah, like they've done stuff like this before with like Miiverse and things like that. Like,
yeah,
that is my best guess, is that it's some kind of like social thing that is going to continue on into the next Switch, and they're doing testing. It's just bizarre that it's like what, a couple weeks out, and they didn't announce what it was, and apparently you're also not supposed to disclose what it is if you're one of the people that got in, as if that's gonna work.
Yeah.
So
It's just such a bizarre move, even for Nintendo, who does plenty of bizarre moves.
and it's
Like-
weird that like they didn't just send out an email to like Nintendo members to be like, "Hey, you've been invited to this." Like, put out this big post.
it
Like,
was like a
it will
weird
begin at 10
separation.
a.m. You can register. Like, why is this such a big deal?
so
Hilarious.
I have a couple of theories here, and you guys kind of like feel free to jump in whenever you want and let me know. Like, John, I think you're wrong, or John, hey, you might be onto something here. Like I think it's possible that this is a new iteration of Street Pass. That's my number one guess. That they're bringing Street Pass back.
2 gigs for Street Pass though?
Well, I'm guessing also because this is like a test. Sometimes test clients
Yeah.
be inflated because they have like extra telemetry data and stuff like that.
Yeah, like my first guess would be Street Pass, right? Like that's the non-lizard part of my brain, like being like this is the most logical possible explanation, right? Like I agree with Justin, and that would kind of fulfill the social aspect of what you were talking about, right, Justin? Like if it was some version of Street Pass. I'm also wondering if this isn't a way to, because they mentioned Nintendo Switch Online specifically, right? So apparently you can see the Northern Lights right now outside.
I can't.
But,
I can't
at
where I am. I've been looking.
At least where I'm at. But I think I'm wondering, not GameCube games, but what about 3DS and DS games?
But why would you need to do a beta for that? Like,
Yeah.
why
They've
would
never
you-
done.
like
and why would it have to be like a network test?
Yeah, just put that shit on.
Yeah.
Like it has to be some kind of new feature. Like
It's
Well, they say
really-
it's a new feature.
yeah.
They say it's a new feature for Nintendo Switch Online.
Okay, so
They don't
all right,
say
well, then I
like
guess
new
it's not game
platform or
related
new
then.
catalog.
maybe
A
it's
new
voice.
feature. So I guess that
Maybe
would
it's
kind of
voice
rule out
chat.
Street Pass too, right?
Well, it could be voice chat.
New feature for Switch.
My
for
thought
Switch.
was
No,
like because their voice chat is so abysmal on it, it feels like voice
I
chat.
was
or
actually
Discord type
going to suggest
integration.
voice chat as well, though. V,
Yeah.
like that was another one of my
Yeah.
ideas.
Because like they took so long to get the Bluetooth stuff on the Switch. I remember that was like a big deal. If anyone
But then it's a
What's
new
so-
feature.
so-
but they call it a play test, indicating that you are playing something. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, but like, what is playing when you have like an alarmo to wake you up in the morning?
That's true. Who needs video games?
What about man, this is a hard one to call.
It's very strange.
I think we're gonna
Oh.
know very soon.
Probably. I mean, the stress test is what? The 10th, and today's what? It's the 10th. So
Yeah.
I mean, the stress test is, I think, the 23rd is when it starts. Today was signups.
Oh, the sign
Yeah,
ups.
people got
Okay.
their emails. Yeah, people were showing that they got their confirmations today.
Yeah, I think it's like the 23rd.
Begin to
I
apply.
wanna
Okay,
say.
okay, I see now. I'm rereading it. Okay, right.
It has to be
Online
something with the online.
playtest program. So
Yeah.
that
I mean, I
that
wonder if maybe they're also because they've done the stuff like what is it, like Mario 100 or whatever, with like the 100-player things. Maybe it's kind of like something more complex than what they've done with those so far.
I don't know, the word playtest gives me pause. Because like that's different than just like saying, oh, we're testing a new social
Oh my
media
God.
feature. Or
I've got it.
what is it, Jeff?
What if it's just like connectivity to your Alarmo? What if it's a whole new feature that just connects your Switch to your Alarmo? Look at the timing. They announced this. They announced the Alarmo.
What's that? You can't
They
afford an Alarmo? You can turn
Yeah.
your Switch into an Alarmo. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
remember
would-
that commercial
I would
when
laugh.
people
I would laugh my fucking ass off.
remember
I mean,
that
obviously,
Smash
it's
Bros.
not what it is.
Remember that Smash Bros. Ultimate commercial
Yeah.
back in the day where they were like, "Oh, you could keep the Switch in your pocket and listen to the music and Smash Ultimate while you're going to work."
That's really fucking funny. That would be really fucking funny. No, like I don't know what the fuck this is. Like obvious. So I do
But
think
also,
that this.
I do wanna just say that for before letting you go on is that you need the expansion pass specifically for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So it's not just that. So it's the extra stuff too. So it's the N64 pass.
But then
I mean,
it's
I
like,
imagine
do
it's
you
also,
need
That's a good
that
point.
because it's going to be required for the feature, or are they just offering that as a perk in the same way that you can order the Alarmo early if you have like Nintendo Switch Online, because like they're just rewarding you for being subscribed to the service. So it's like,
it's like how Sony like I get a lot of the Sony Direct invites when they're
Yeah.
doing pre-orders and stuff because I'm somebody
Yeah.
that uses PlayStation Network a lot and is sub to PS Plus for a while.
Blaine says, so you're saying Alarmo will have gated expansion pass content?
It
Yes.
better.
It's not surprising. Like
I mean, Blaine, like not exactly wrong. Yeah, no, V, that's actually a really good catch on the expansion stuff.
Mhm.
So whatever this is, like it's gonna be part of that premium Nintendo Online service, right? So I do wonder. So Rar actually had an interesting suggestion. What if it's some kind of Nintendo, just like a social media function for Nintendo?
Yeah.
they could make a big. I mean, okay, so the big issue recently was like they had to take off. I don't know if it matters to other people, but it matters to me because I still play a lot of Pokemon Unite, but like you can't connect through Twitter anymore. Like they took that off.
Yep, that's
like
all
the
gone.
Yeah,
posting.
every platform has taken that off.
So maybe it's something in regards to that, and even like posting or putting videos and images. Because like right now you can only do it with Facebook, and Twitter was such a big get for them. Sony has a button on the controller that was for uploading stuff to Twitter, and that whole thing happened with Elon
Yeah.
Musk. So,
Yeah, and now on both Xbox and PlayStation, you like have to use the apps.
yeah.
Now, like you have to like
Yeah.
upload the screenshots to the apps, and then you can save the image and post it.
Yeah, like I think it's probably useless to speculate too much more on it, because I have a feeling that just about everything we've suggested is probably wrong, knowing Nintendo. So like,
I have a feeling like we might be like close, but there's gonna be like something key about it that everybody's like missing.
Yeah.
That's just a weird Nintendo curveball.
I'm just surprised like they were able to make people even more incensed about not talking about the Switch 2 at all, because like now they've had to start writing tweets where they're like no Switch sequel news or whatever on some of the
Oh,
tweets.
dude, I'm still in the camp of we're getting the Switch 2 reveal next week. Like there was a lot of smoke around the 15th.
Right.
So yeah, honestly announcing whatever playtest this is, like kind of boosts that for me. You know what I mean, V? So
Right.
I think at the very least, like Justin, you tell me what you think, but I think we're probably getting close to that time.
I have no idea. I like Nintendo could announce it at any time and it'll be huge news. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it could either be like releasing very early next year or like out into the middle of next year. I have no idea. I really
But it's
don't.
I do want to say like that's still so weird for them to do that because it's like they have Echoes of Wisdom, they have Mario Party, they have Brothership, like they have a bunch of exclusives coming out so soon.
Which
So
I
then
think is probably why they haven't talked about it yet.
Probably.
yeah,
Because like didn't they just have like the Brothership previews today and stuff? So
those
I'm
screens.
pretty sure they're trying to at least get some of the big marketing pushes for
But,
some
like,
of those games out of the
If the
way
Switch
before
2 is
talking about
completely
it.
backward compatible, like people are pretty much expecting it to be, like I don't see why that would matter. You know?
So
I,
in the Pokemon Legends ZA trailer at the end of it, you can see it says like Nintendo Switch platforms. So people think like, it's coming to the original Switch and another type of Switch because of
Which
it saying it
which trailer is this?
for Pokemon Legends
Okay,
ZA. Yeah, so at
gotcha.
the end of that, it has like it tells you what it's coming to, and it's as Nintendo Switch platforms, which has never it's never been like that. It's
Why
never
would it
been
be
portrayed.
plural? Yeah,
Yeah. So then that's what I've been thinking for like months. But I still
interesting,
think like
interesting.
yeah, that's just me like looking at shit. But it's it's weird. Maybe they just want to get a lot of marketing out the way. They have a lot of exclusives still coming out, so it's yeah.
Well, there was actually moving. I want to move on from Nintendo because there was another. Whoa, where'd Jeff go? Oh,
I'm
there he
here.
is.
Sorry, my camera dropped.
Um, there's something else I want to talk about, and this is something I'm very excited about. Alien Isolation is getting a sequel.
I'm
Um,
so I'm so happy. Like
I'm in the Alien Isolation is among the best of all Alien media. Um, and I could not be fucking happier, Justin. I love the shit out of that game.
well, and also like if you followed along with a lot of like alien media in the past several years, like Isolation has actually had a pretty big influence on a lot of them. There's a lot of references to Isolation in Fireteam Elite. There are several references to Isolation in Romulus, the newest movie. Like it's very clear that Isolation is not just a great, horror game or a great licensed game. Like it is considered a great part of the Alien franchise and the Alien
I
mythos.
mean,
And it's really exciting to see that finally get recognized. And it looks like the original director has actually come back to the studio to work on it, which is cool. Because a big part of why people had said that, a sequel never happened was because the team had been fractured and split up and wasn't all at Creative Assembly anymore.
I
But it
mean,
seems like some of them are
Justin,
coming back.
within arm's reach, I had a fucking baby chest burster here.
Yeah, friend.
So, what's that?
Friend.
Yeah, like I love I love the Alien franchise. I love it. They're some of my favorite films ever. It's one of my favorite like pieces of entertainment media. And so a game that the reason I loved Alien Isolation so much is I really love Alien, but two, I really love games where you feel like it's literally you against it's you and you're alone. You're against just an overwhelming odds. So it's one of the reasons I love the Metroid franchise so much, right? Because Samus is constantly, it's just Samus against the world, right? That's one of the reasons I love the Aliens movies, specifically the ones starring Sigourney Weaver, right? Like Alien is one of my favorite films of all time. I still need to see Romulus. I don't go to the theater as much anymore, so I usually just wait for these things to come to home media. But I had wanted for so long a video game that actually captured the true horror of being stalked by a xenomorph. And Alien Isolation was the one that finally fucking did it. Like, I'll never forget the tension of hiding in like a little cabinet and having to hold your fucking breath while while the fucking xenomorph was like sniffing around for you, it's just absolutely fucking terrifying. And it was the first game that really portrayed the xenomorph as an absolutely unstoppable killing machine. Because there have been good Alien games, right? Like Alien. What was it? What's the one for the DS, Justin? Is it Alien 3? Aliens 3?
For the DS, no, it has like a subtitle. I
Was it
know
Resurrection?
I don't think it's named after one of the movies.
Because there's a 2D
Infestation.
shooter that's fucking awesome.
Infestation.
Yes, Infestation. That's
Infestation, yes.
It's a
Was it
Metroidvania.
Way Forward that did that one.
Yeah,
right.
then
Yeah, that game's solid.
But yeah, like so I could not be now. Granted, this is probably very early in development, right? Like we're not expecting this anytime soon.
I don't even think it started really.
That's basically what it sounded like from the announcement. Like the announcement was just put out there for the 10-year anniversary.
That's the other
It
thing,
sounds
Justin.
like
Why did this take so long? It's been 10 years.
I mean, the game did not sell well at first.
Well, and
Um,
I guess the director's coming back, but pretty much the entire team left Creative Assembly for various reasons after.
The game didn't do well. The team was fractured. It's only over time that the game has continued to sell and really become a cult classic.
Yeah.
And also I think Alien as a franchise, especially with a new movie coming out that did well, and horror games are also kind of on a comeback. 'Cause horror games were not doing well for a long stretch but the past couple of years, those have gotten popular and become more viable. And so I think everybody's like, oh, hey, Aliens are becoming popular again. Survival horror games are becoming popular again. We can get key members of the team back. And this will have more of a built-in fan base. Like, I think it just finally is getting going.
So, I got to tell you, a really good, if you have not played Alien Isolation, a really good delivery system for that game is the fucking Nintendo Switch. It runs so and looks so much better on the Switch than it has any right to.
The funny thing is, like, the Switch uses some kind of different anti-aliasing. I think it's the like only version of the game on consoles that actually doesn't have like really bad shimmering and stuff like that.
I mean, it's actually PC too, because like the Switch port actually has TAA. Like on PC, people have downsampled it from like 8K,
and it still doesn't look as clean.
Is that why it looks and runs so? Justin, is that why it looks and runs so good on the Switch?
Yeah, pretty much. So they basically did like a lot of like remastering work on it for the Switch version, and then only put it on the Switch and not other platforms.
Which is wild because like it runs better on Switch than it did on PS4.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking way to play it. It's one of those games that demands, and like you have to, if you've not played Alien Isolation, you have to play this game with fucking headphones. You have to.
Oh my god.
There's no choice.
See, the sound design is so good. They do such a good job of capturing capturing
nice
the alien and the animations. Like, and I'll never forget. So that one of the most brilliant things that the game does is partway through the game you get a flamethrower, and that can chase off the alien. It doesn't hurt it, but it scares it off. It runs away. However, if you use it too much, it gets used to you using it, and it will stand just outside the range of the fire and watch you if you use it too much. I'll never forget the first time I used it expecting it to run, and it just stood there waiting for me to run out of fuel.
Yeah, it is probably, Justin, the most terrifying iteration of the xenomorph in any of the Alien media. Because it will literally just sit there and learn from you. Like it is absolutely fucking terrifying. You know, like oh my god, just fucking talking about it. Like Halloween's coming up. Like I think Alien Isolation might be my spooky game for Halloween. Because now I just want to fucking play it again. I've played through it 3 times over the past 10 years. Oh my god, I could not be fucking. Now, granted, we won't be playing it for another 5 years, but I'm just happy that I'm just happy that it's happening. I can't.
I am
fucking
too.
Wait. Yeah, I'm fucking thrilled, and I'm looking forward to playing it on the PlayStation 7 when it finally releases.
John, I got a topic, John, before we
Before we sign
finish.
off here, yeah, let's hear
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
What do you
there's
got
not a
for me?
ton to talk to. It's a I feel like it's a bit of a weird topic or weird announcement. So yeah, 343 Studios came out on the weekend and announced they rebranded. So they're rebranding to Halo
Halo
Studios.
Studios.
They also announced they're switching to Unreal Engine 5 and they have multiple new games in development. And it's like on the surface that all sounds okay, good, but it was just like the news came out on a Sunday evening.
That was
Such
it
a
was
weird
announced
time
at-
to announce that.
and
I thought
then
it was weird too. It was because it was at the Halo esports
oh, is that why it
finals.
was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So-
I didn't
so
know that.
the Halo esports finals right before the last match.
It's just but yeah, like I it's just I guess I don't want to say concerning, but like it's not the move I expected. This is a studio that through several Halo iterations that have sold reasonably well. Microsoft doesn't give us numbers, so I really don't know if we know how much Halo Infinite sold. But like generally I think Halo Infinite at least at launch did okay. But I think like the fan base really hasn't warmed up to their games. And then Microsoft basically gutted the studio, at least the part of the studio that works on the campaigns, with a ton of layoffs within
Yep.
the last year or two. So then you look at okay, coming off of like some criticism on their post-launch support and ongoing support for Halo Infinite, large amount of layoffs. The campaign team was basically taken down to a skeleton crew. To come back and announce they're working on multiple games is just like again another weird move. Like I would think the move is to really reunify the studio and work on shipping one really excellent title and kind of restoring like both like reestablishing how your studio's pipeline works and like that team to really come together and ship a single game. I don't know, like I don't work in game development.
Three four three
So
has had. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, like, it's just like, it seems it's hard enough to ship one game, let alone multiple, unless they're hedging their bets and hoping one of these will be the one.
Well,
It's a weird move to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them are like collaboration projects or something.
Okay.
Like, because I know 343 collaborates with other studios, like with Halo Wars, they collaborated and
Right.
stuff. So it could be stuff like that. I've seen some teams do that, but like 343 has a few very specific issues that hopefully this will address. One of them is has been partially due to Microsoft's contractor policies, where contractors can only work for 18 months in a position, and then they can't come back for at least 6 months.
Really?
And a lot of 343's staff was contractors, and when they would get them on, they would have to get everybody up to speed on their proprietary engine, which is part of the reason why they're moving to Unreal Engine 5 now, so that when they have people, they'll be able to have Unreal experience and be able to just jump in and get going, because the contractor policy has been particularly troublesome for 343.
The move to
And-
UE5, like I get it from like a development perspective, but it's also
Yeah.
we were just talking about how heavy UE5 games are, and then Microsoft's already
The-
dealing with some blowback from the Series S
Yeah.
support from developers. Like
but-
they've got the weakest hardware on the market there.
The one saving grace for that is that Microsoft's first party studios are probably some of the best at using Unreal Engine, and they can talk to them. Like Coalition is probably better at using Unreal Engine than Epic is.
That's a fair statement.
Coalition has been amazing on that front.
Ninja Theory did an amazing job with Hellblade 2. Like, there is a lot of good knowledge of Unreal within Microsoft Studios. And also, it's like, hey, somebody that has a lot of Unreal experience that wants to work on Halo, that's going to draw people in too.
Mhm.
So I'm not too concerned from that point because I think there's enough resources for them to work with.
Well, I got to tell you guys, we got 4 minutes to log off here. I'm going to end us 4 minutes early because I really want to go see the Northern Lights. I've never seen them before, and you can actually see them where I'm at. And this is probably the only chance I'm ever going to get to see these fucking things.
Yeah, no, it's one of my lifetime dreams to see them, and I'm very sad I can't see them right now. So go.
I'm going to go. Vicky just texted me a picture. I was like, holy shit. Okay, I got to go check this out. So I'm gonna go check out the Aurora Borealis thanks to this massive magnetic storm we're getting. Veer, where can people find you if they want to? Which I suggest they do.
You can find me on Twitter at Vutton_Jabal. I have a lot of cool stuff happening soon. Really cool stuff. I'm gonna be in 2 books, with some cool
Nice.
writing. I got to interview Anya Chalotra recently, who people might know as Yennefer from the Witcher series. I have cool stuff happening, and yeah, you can find me easily on IGN, GameSpot, Eurogamer, hopefully Digital Trends now. So yeah, so you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky if you use Blue Sky as well.
Perfect. All right. Guys, go to Blue Sky. It's so much better. All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. We got our fundraiser coming up in less than a month. Jeff, I am so fucking sad that you can't make it, but I understand. I miss you, pal.
Yeah, I'll miss you guys too.
I need more Jeff. I need more Jeff in my life. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. Go join the Discord if you haven't. And as always, my wife just texted me like, now's the time to come see it. As always, kindness costs nothing. Take care of each other.